here I am explaining this the this Kaal Purush Kundli technique, which we have done previously also. So we are discussing the Leo ascendant. You see in the bottom slide in this picture, you have Leo sign in the first house. Okay, but we know that in Kaal Purush, Leo sign is in the 5th house and it is there in the 1st house. So it actually is good for the name and fame, because 5th house represent your name and fame, and Sun represent again the same thing, your social status, your name and fame.
Sir, 5th house or 3rd house represent name and fame, because I have heard 3rd house is a social media and everything. So it's always connected. 3 and 5 connection hona chahiye.
3 and 5
should be connected for the name and fame.
No, it's not like that. That only 3 and 5. It could be any combination. I would say even if there is a combination of 8, 6, 12, it will give you name and fame also. Why? Suppose if you are into a lot of charity, you are doing a lot of charity work like Mother Teresa. So I can give you a lot of example where people are got name and fame because of they are doing selfless charity. So they got name and fame because of this. 6th house represent animal and social service. So if person Lagna is associated with 6th house, amazingly, then that person may get name and fame through his 6th house because he's doing social service. People think that 6th house is a house of job, but he's actually saying 6th house is a service. Service means any kind of a service you are doing, any kind of a service. So name and fame, it is not that only 3 and 5th. It could be 10th and 3 also, 10th and 5th also, 3, 5, 10th also. It could be 9 and 3rd also. It could be 9 and 5th also. There and 5th, 9, 1, 5, 1, 5, 9 also. It could be any connection. There are multiple.
Who is the main Karaka planet for this name and fame? Sun.
Ideally,
there should be always a connection with Sun only. Then only, no.
See.
Karak.
See name and fame. When we say name and fame, you see Saddam Hussein is also very famous, and Osama bin Laden is also very famous. So there are a lot of names. They are famous, but they are famous because of their ill deeds. Or we talk about the Hitler. He's also very famous. When we say famous, we should not take it literally. If we are doing good job and if we are being appreciated, acknowledged on the world forum, yes, it's a good name and fame. But if we are not being acknowledged, or if we are not known to people for good deeds, rather we are being known for our bad deeds, then we are again famous for that also, right? We are famous. So Sun is afflicted by Rahu or Ketu or Saturn. It will give you name and fame, but through some bad deeds, because your Sun got afflicted. Making sense? No?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and you know that in Leo ascendant, Mercury is the 2nd house lord, which is having a what? Virgo sign in the 2nd house. So that person may talk about, loan, will talk about litigation or disease. When he will talk about when the dasha of Mercury will start, he will talk about, okay, I have taken so much loan, there's some kind of a litigation going on, or he will talk about, I have a problem related with this disease or this thing. So he will, when I say talk about, means because 2nd house is a house of talking, means we use 2nd house is a house of speech. So he will talk about this. He will talk about profit also. Why? Because Mercury also rule 11th house in Leo ascendant. See 11th house, this one. So he can talk about, yes, I have taken some loan, I've invested in some business, and I made a profit also. So he will talk about 11th house gain also. Correct? Okay. And yeah, let's talk about the 3rd house in the Leo ascendant. So we know Libra is the 7th zodiac sign in the 3rd house of communication, writing and publication, public relation kind of a thing 3rd house represent. So if you know if the Libra sign is there, so person will be maybe in the Venus Dasha, he will be in some kind of a communication job, like making video on YouTube, blogging, writing, association with some kind of a, book writing, publication. It is possible that he into, a media job. It is possible. And you know that Venus rule 10th house also in Leo ascendant. So 10th house is, let me show you. So you can see the 10th house, right? Where we have a Taurus sign
Right.
in the bottom
Right.
slide. Okay, so that person may having a job in some kind of a in creative field also. I've just only mentioned writing, communication, but creative field also. And it could be his full-time job, because it is making a connection with 10,000. 10,000 is your workplace, right? So he will be making money through, writing and creative art form, all these kind of a thing, because we know that Venus represent all these things. He could be also in he could be in, like, in TV industry, Bollywood industry, something like that, because Venus represent creativity, and third house represent what? Simply we have a Libra sign. So Libra sign of Venus, and Venus, we know that Venus represent creative things. So it could be a possibility that some person will come to you and ask, okay, what kind of a profession is most apt or suitable for my kid? Then you can suggest, okay, you know that in coming 2-3 years, Venus Mahadasha will is going to start, and you know that Venus Mahadasha will go for 20 years. Then you can safely predict, not even, sorry, you will not predict, you will suggest anything related with third house or Venus, and you tell them, okay, why you are telling, you can also explain this, because if he is interested, because third house, is related with writing, publication, communication, okay, and third house, the Libra sign is there, which is shows what relationship. So person may get into some kind of a public relation kind of a job also. And Venus represent this, glitz and glamour. So if the horoscope related with a girl, then you can also predict this thing, that he or she can try in Bollywood and modeling, something like that. You can also predict in this way. And suppose if third house has a Jupiter also, so you know that fifth house has a Sagittarius sign. So you know that hobby and creative art are mixing together, because hobby we done through third house, and fifth house is a creative field. So okay, third, fifth is a good combination, and you can make a suggestion like this to suggest someone, what is a good business or a job will be suitable for them. And in the same way, that Mars is the 8th zodiac sign in the Kalpurush Kundli, which is coming into the 4th house. So that 4th house represent what? Land, property. Okay. That 4th house also represent your basic education. So, and 4th house also shows what kind of a vehicle you drive. So you
So
can predict.
one thing, like in Kalpurush Kundli, eighth house lord is Mars,
Correct.
and eighth sign is a secretive sign.
Correct.
So, and when we say, like in a snapshot prediction, what we trying to do is to apply the Kalpurush Kundli into that particular ascendant.
Correct.
So, uh, so should we say, like, wherever Mars will go,
Correct.
or wherever this eighth sign will be will go, we will tell it like on that particular area that native will be secretive.
Definitely you can. Definitely, why not? Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
so
Suppose if this Mars
hmm,
is into Taurus sign in
okay,
10th house,
okay,
and let's take one more. Let's add one more layer to it. Suppose if there is Venus is also associated in 10th house, so then
okay.
person is secretively doing something at the workplace, hiding from his work, and spending a lot of time with chit chat with girls. So it is possible, and
Hmm.
doing it secretively. His boss is not aware of this. So
Okay.
he could be doing all these things. There is a possibility. Yes, why not? And he's doing secretively. Yes,
Okay.
your assumption is absolutely right and correct. Yes, he can do that. Why not? He will do that. Definitely, he will do that.
Hmm. So this will imply like the Mars in itself,
Mhm.
we will treat it as somewhat secretive.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Why? Yes. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You can treat this way. And in almost all the ascendant, you will treat Mars like this way. In all the ascendant, whether Leo,
Correct.
Virgo, Libra, in
Hmm.
all the ascendant, you will do like make a prediction like this. Definitely, you can make a prediction like this,
Okay. Okay.
right? So I was talking about Mars being in the having the eighth zodiac sign in the fourth house. So maybe person is secretively buying property,
Hmm.
right? And he is not revealing to his family. It is possible.
Hmm.
He is buying something because fourth house shows agricultural and normal land property. Maybe he's buying vehicle also, but he's not telling anyone, be it friend or parents, or he's not telling. He's just saying, no, I don't have anything. So he'll be in the business of or in the habit of saying or hiding things. He'll say, no, I don't have anything. He'll say like this because you have the secretive sign in the fourth house. So definitely he has to do something like this, hiding things in regards to the signification of the fourth house. Definitely he'll hide. He
He
will
will hide from his family, right?
from anyone. It is
Okay.
not that from necessarily has to be a family.
Hmm.
It could be anyone because he already is in the habit of hiding things. So of course he'll not limit it to only his family or friends. Whatever association he make,
Hmm.
whether
Hmm.
it could be anyone, he'll hide. No doubt about it. He'll hide. Definitely he'll hide.
Hmm.
Even some kind of a consultation you will do, and then you will tell that okay, you have properties, then he will say no, I don't have it. That person will say no, I don't have it. He will have it, but he'll hide. He will say no, I don't have it. And yes, that's the reason why I am taking consultation. When can I buy, and when can I have this? So people have the habit of speaking lie also during the consultation. So they don't generally reveal or spill the beans.
Hmm.
Actually lie, but it is evident from the chart that person is lying. It is evident. You can't do um, much about it.
Okay.
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 So in the same way, you take Dhanush Sagittarius sign, which is naturally actually placed in the ninth house. Now it's coming in the fifth house. So it could be possible that person may be doing in some kind of illegal trading, and these kind of a thing. Why I'm talking about this? Because that Jupiter also rules the 12th house in zodiac, in the Kalpurush Kundli. So
Hmm.
12th house association is, that is there. So of course he will do something like that. 12th house signification will come into picture. 8th and 12th are more or less is same, hiding things, keeping things secret. So more or less they are same actually, right?
Okay.
Hmm. You have a question, you can ask me.
No, I'm just not getting this clearly about this. So native may be interested in black magic,
Yeah.
maybe in illegal trade, maybe working in government. So, so how did we
It is
get this
possible.
angle?
It is possible that because ninth house shows your higher authorities. Okay.
Hmm.
And you know that the higher authorities Lord Jupiter is in fifth house, which is in again in the Sagittarius sign. And Sagittarius sign, the
Hmm.
big authorities as such.
Hmm.
So that Jupiter also rules over 12th house also in Kalpurush Kundli, and in Leo's sign it also rules 8th house where we have the Pisces sign. So both the houses are hidden houses. Even if you forget about 12th house, here in the Leo ascendant, that Pisces sign is there in the 8th house. So 8th house shows what? Occult. mysticism, black magic, hiding things. And when we talk about trading, trading is done by 12th house. So, you know, person is doing something, some kind of, you know, illegal affair, or illegal affair as in kind of the making money. What sort of money he's making. In that regard, I'm talking about. So government came into picture because of the 9th house, natural 9th house of the Kalpurush. And why the illegal trade? Because of the 12th house. Why black magic? It's because of the 8th house in the Leo ascendant. Trading is always done by 12th house, you know, the import export, correct? Okay. And now we know that the 8th house is a hidden thing, black magic. 8th house is first of all, let me tell you, if I'm not told you earlier, because we have not covered 8th house. 8th house represents black magic also. So if 8th house is afflicted in anyone's chart, the person may tend to get influenced, or if he's vulnerable, his aura is weak, he will get some kind of a black magic during the planet sitting in the 8th house or the 8th house Lord Dasha. Generally, it happens when the 8th house Dasha starts, person start to lose his aura, person start to lose believing that, you know, some kind of a thing is happening with me because of a black magic. Person will start believing that my work is not happening, I'm not getting the job offer, it's just coming to me, but it's not. At the final moment, they actually pull back. So he will start believing, you know, the good things are not happening because of certain things, and he will definitely say it's because of black magic. Sir, can you look at my chart? I want to see whether if there is a black magic or not, if someone is doing a black magic or not. So that's how I manage. I written black magic. You understood?
Yes. Now I do.
Okay, and you know that the 10th house sign in the 6th house, which is a Capricorn sign, here in the 6th house. Okay, so now you know that Capricorn sign shows your workplace, profession, which is a 10th house in the Kalpurush Kundali, and is coming in the 6th house of Rog, Rin, Shatru, dispute, problems in the 6th house. So whenever the 6th house Dasha will start, or whatever the planet sitting in the 6th house Dasha will start, person will have some problem in his job. Because 6th house definitely is a house of, everyone knows it's a house of problems, dispute, litigation. Person will have some kind of a problem associated with these things. Person will take loan. Person may have problem in his job. Person will have some kind of a disease during this particular Dasha operation. So suppose if in the 6th house, you know that there is a Jupiter. Okay. So you know that in Leo ascendant, Jupiter rules over 8th house. So, and also rules 5th house. So somewhere 5th house Karakatva will kick in, and somewhere 8th house Karakatva will also will kick in. 8th house is an aggravation form of disease. So some kind of a disease will definitely happen because Jupiter sitting in the 6th house has a rulership of the 8th house, and 8th house makes things aggravated. So he may go into some kind of a major operation. It is possible if Jupiter is sitting with Mars or Ketu in the 6th house, then you can predict. Simple snapshot technique. You can predict that during this time, have you gone through some kind of operation or some kind of an injury, some kind of accident? You can also tell that. Suppose if 6th house is making connection with 4th house represent what? Vehicle. So you can predict that this time, during this time, did you have some kind of accident? You can ask this, because 4th house represent vehicle, 6th house represent problems or disease, something like that. So you can predict, you can make the combination of other houses, and then you can predict. Did you understand the combination of 4th and 6th? 4th house represent vehicle and 8th house represent some kind of a problem. Could be disease also. So you can also predict that his or her mother have gone into some kind of a problem or accident, because fourth house represents mother, correct? Suppose if fourth house lord also is, suppose let's Cancer sign is then 4 and it's coming into the sixth house, so you can predict about his or her mother. It's easy, right? And suppose if ninth house lord is coming in sixth house, so you can predict that something might have happened with his father. And suppose if third house lord is coming in sixth house, and you can predict something must have happened with his or her siblings, because third house represents what? Younger siblings, correct? If fifth house is making connection with six, then something might have happened with his child. But we have to be little bold enough to make prediction. We can't, get into shell and think that, okay, if I make prediction and if we deny, what will happen? No, make a prediction. You have to make a prediction. Then you will understand, okay, why this prediction went not, fine. Why there was a problem. If the client is not accepting, even during the call also. So it will give you a clue, okay, what went wrong. But you can warn him and tell him that during this dasha, if it didn't happen, it may happen. I'm giving you early warning sign that it may happen. So it's a one way. You look at the positive side also. You are telling that if it didn't happen, it may happen in future.
Okay.
Yeah, it may happen in future. You can tell him that during this dasha, it may happen, and so please take care of yourself, that you or your mother may meet with an accident. Either something might happen in the home itself, like in the kitchen. It can happen. You can tell in this way also. Just associate the combination of certain houses and make a prediction. You see, if the third house, then sibling. Fifth house means child. Fourth house means mother. Ninth house means father. Seventh house means wife. First house means you yourself. You may get into some kind of a trouble during that time. Dasha, correct? Suppose if eighth house is coming in sixth house, then the person may have some problem with his or her in-laws. And suppose if we are judging the sixth house, and you know that some suppose ninth house lord is coming in sixth house, and you know that sixth house lord is also placed in the sixth house. So then it's possible that your client father might have some kind of a problem with his brother-in-law, because sixth house also shows your mama. Your mama is the brother-in-law of your father, right? So you can predict also future also and the past also. Past may you can make snapshot prediction, and for future you can give the timing. Okay, this can happen, so be careful. Correct?
Okay, correct.
And in the same way, you will go about the 7th, 8th, 9th, 12th. So you know that in the 7th house, for the Leo ascendant, we have Aquarius sign, which is the 11th house of the Kalpurush Kundli. And we know that this house is ruled by Saturn. And you know that 11th house is your social circle, your friend circle, your elder siblings. So you talk about the relationship between the siblings. So you can predict in that way also for the 7th house.
Okay.
So 11th house shows your gain. And suppose if person is coming for the marriage prediction, and you know that 7th house dasha is in, is about to start, then you can make a prediction that you will get married after 1 or 2 years, and there will be a gain in your marriage. You will get something after the marriage. You will prosper after the marriage, because 11th house is associated with the 7th house. 11th house is a house of gain, profit.
Okay.
Making sense now? So you can these kind of prediction, you know that, because people talk about when they talk about KP, they talk about in this way. They always take it into consideration 11th house. Always KP generally we for the prediction in KP means Krishnamurti Paddhati, which is a South Indian style of prediction of nakshatra. We talk about planet, nakshatra, nakshatra lord, sub lord, star lord. So then they always believe that if 11th house comes into picture, certain thing will happen in his life, whether childbirth, marriage, job, business. So in that way, 11th house is considered very good in the chart.
So 11th house is also related to marriage?
No, not related with marriage, but I am telling that the association of 7th and 11th. So 7th house will give marriage, but 11th house will give a stamp or a proof. Yes, a person will marry during this time, because 11th house means gain. You are gaining something. Gaining is more what means you are getting married.
Hmm. Okay.
Correct.
Hmm.
So that's how you can make prediction. And yes, 11th house is very important in the chart. 11th house is very important in the chart, no doubt about it. 11th house, because shows your gain. So if the 11th house is very strong, person will have good money. Now we now if you talk about the 8th house, we know there is a Pisces sign which rules the 12th house in the zodiac. So for Leo ascendant, Jupiter is actually a little bit Marak planet, even though it has a lordship of 5th house, but somewhere it is not a full Yoga Karak planet.
Sir, I am this thing about Marak. Okay, let's just finish what you were saying. Sorry for disturbance.
No.
I'll ask you the question.
No. Ask this. Is relevant for this explanation? It is relevant.
Yes. So about this Marak and Yokarak. So I have when I was reading about this stuff. So I have seen, like, for some ascendant, this is Marak Grah. These are Marak Grahs. These are Yokarak Grahs. Right.
Yeah.
Now here, like in here itself, we are saying like Jupiter is a Marak Grah because it's a lot of 8.
Correct.
And but on the contrary, we say Jupiter is very benefic, the most benefic planet. And same goes with Venus also.
Correct.
Like, so whenever we will say like Jupiter is Marak Grah or Venus is Marak Grah, so what does that imply?
Okay, when we say Marak, let's understand the difference between benefic and malefic. Suppose we know that Jupiter and Venus are a benefic planet, but they are getting Marak means they will give you a problem, but not like that. You will feel like, Mrityatul Kast. You will not feel like that. That kind of death-like situation. You will not feel like that. But if it is a Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, and Sun, definitely they will make you feel like a death-like situation. Every day, every week, month, year, you will feel, oh Lord, this dasha should get over. I'm not able to bear the punishment or the problem I'm getting. It's unbearable. I can't tolerate. So but Jupiter and Venus will not make you say these words, because somewhere Jupiter and Venus are a benefic planet. They will spare you. They'll say, okay, no problem. If you do good dharma, good act, good karmic things, I'll spare you. But Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, Sun, they will not spare you. Especially Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu, they will not spare you. Definitely, they will not spare you, because they are literally karmic planet. They will give you the trouble. Now in this chart, Leo ascendant, who is the Yoga Karak planet? Which is the question is to both of you, which is the most Karak planet in this Leo ascendant? One of the most Yoga Karak planet in the Leo ascendant.
Which is?
Yeah, which I'm asking, which is the most Yoga Karak planet in Leo ascendant?
Mercury.
Anything else also you can think of?
Even Venus.
Okay. and Narendra, how about you? So we got two answer, Mercury and Venus.
Mars,
Mars. Okay. Why Mars?
because Mars is a lord of ninth and also a lord of fourth. So ninth is also the dharma house and uh, uh, in the mother place, and I would say the property place,
Yeah.
it's also sitting. So it must be good.
Yeah. One of the most yogic planet in Leo ascendant is Mars. Always. In any Leo ascendant kundli of your client, whenever you will assess, Mars is the most yogic planet. Definitely. But if Mars goes into 6th, 8th, and 12th, it will lose its dignity, it will lose its power. And if you talk about Mercury, Mercury in terms of is a wealth giving planet. But yes, second house is associated with Marak. 11th house is a trick house. So it will give some problem also, but it will give money. There is I mean, there is no doubt about it because it is having the association or having a lordship of second and 11th. So second means wealth, 11th means profit. And if you talk about Venus, Venus is good because it has a lordship of 10th house, but somewhere it has an association of third house also because it is trick house. And so that's the reason why Venus is not a full yoga karak planet, but Venus can give you you know, a lot of things whenever the Venus dasha will start. And if the person has picked up a very right profession, then he will rise in his career. Definitely he'll rise.
So one thing more is like you're saying the Mars is the your correct planet of your ascendant. If the Mars is sitting on the sixth house or eighth house, then also we can say it's good. We can consider a good planet.
It is by default it is good, but it'll lose its power, it'll lose its strength. Maybe 10%,
If
maybe 20, maybe 30, but somewhere it'll lose its strength. It'll lose its
okay,
strength.
if it sits in sixth house, eighth house, or 12th house,
Yeah, correct. Because it's a Dushisthana houses.
and if it connect with sixth house Rashi and eighth house Rashi, then also
Yes, 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 it will. Why? Let me give you one example. Suppose if Mars is sitting in fourth house itself in the Scorpio sign in Leo ascendant, but if we have Saturn in the fourth house also with Mars, or second condition we have Jupiter in the fourth house who has the lordship of eighth house. So when Jupiter will we will associate with Mars in fourth house, then it will give a problem in childbirth because Jupiter having the rulership of fifth house, and fifth house is denotes what? Child birth. So it
Mm.
may give a problem. Now, if we talk about Saturn, so if Saturn, who has the lordship of sixth house and sitting in fourth house with Mars, so it may give some problem to mother. Or fourth house related with what? Property, and sixth house related with what? Dispute and loan, litigation, all these things. So it could be it could be a possibility that there is a family there is a dispute in the family, especially with brother, because Mars represent brother, and you have Saturn in the fourth house who has the lordship of sixth house also. It means you may have some kind of a property related problem with your brother. Correct? Making sense?
Okay.
Namrata ji, it is clear?
yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. So, okay. So now let's talk about the Pisces sign. I think we discussed. So, okay, I talk about the person may meet with an accident during journey, and their reputation may get damaged. They sometimes may have to underground due to their secretive nature because of eighth houses is shows secretive thing. So they may be fined by law, meet with in accident, in drama, get injured in sports, may damage the sanctity of religious place. So just give me a second. Uh, mm, mm. Okay, okay. Mm-hmm. So we did spices, and now Okay. Yeah. So why I've written the meet with an accident during journey? Can anyone tell me why?
You repeat again. I will.
Pisces. Okay, Pisces sign is in the 8th house. So I have mentioned one line here, which is fourth from above. I mentioned that the person may meet with an accident during journey. Can anyone decode this line?
Because 8 is a कालपुरुष के हिसाब से 8 हाउस इज द कारक
Hmm.
एंड वो फोर्थ हाउस हमें मार्स बैठा हुआ है जो कार को भी फोर्थ हाउस कार
Hmm.
को भी रिप्रेजेंट करता है
Hmm. Hmm.
देन इसलिए वो
Hmm.
जर्नी के समय एक्सीडेंट दिखा रहा है
Hmm. Is
8 एंड 9 एंड 9th हाउस से भी लेके आपका फर्स्ट हाउस में मार्स बैठा हुआ है 9th हाउस में तो उससे भी ये 12th चला जाता है
yes.
सो
Okay. So when I talked about journey, because 9th house represent journey and 12th sign, the Pisces sign also represent journey, and 11th house and 8th house is about kind of a serious things. It could be accident also. And as Namrata ji said that Mars is associated with 4th house. 4th house represent your vehicle also. So that's how you can make prediction that when the person will travel, he may be traveling to abroad or any other pilgrimage places, because 9th house represent what? Pilgrimage also, temple also. So whenever he'll do long journey to any such places, he may meet with an accident. You can predict.
it will be in period of Mars only ना because Mars और इसका ये भी even we can say Jupiter is sitting there
Hmm?
so in the 9th house हाँ Jupiter is sitting in the 9th house
Hmm.
और उसको कोई Mars का या Saturn का एक्सपेक्ट पड़ रहा हो
Mm-hmm.
तभी भी we can say this क्या we can
Yes,
predict this
yes,
क्या
yes, yes, yes. You can say that.
सर one thing more else like मेरे को ना एक तो ये आउट ऑफ सिलेबस क्वेश्चन पूछना था
Mm-hmm.
कि दो तीन कंफ्यूजन लाइक अपॉर्चुनिटी विद पर्सन आस्किंग कि मेरे को अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिल रही है
Mm-hmm.
so which sixth house is the कि सिक्स हाउस से अपॉर्चुनिटी देखते हैं या 10th से देखते हैं लाइक
Opportunity किस चीज में नहीं मिल रही? In what regard? The question is.
एनी काइंड ऑफ जॉब बिजनेस व्हाटएवर ही इज ट्राइंग उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिल रही है
Okay. So 11th house is important thing whenever we talk about any opportunity. 11th house.
ओके
Yeah.
ओके नॉट 10th हाउस
See, if he is talking about the job, then 10th and 11th together. If he's talking about business, then 7 and 11 together. If he's talking about
बाय 12th सर बाय 12th
no, not 12th. I said 11th.
ओके 7
Yeah.
और 11th ओके
Yeah. And if he's talking about marriage, then 7th and 11th. That I'm not
so
getting that.
11th house is very important house in everything
Yeah. Yeah. Suppose
so even my son has the 11th house में इसके 5 planets बैठे हुए हैं
sorry.
मेरे सन की कुंडली में ना 5 planets 11th हाउस में बैठे हुए हैं
Okay. Okay.
सो एनी हाउस की मतलब कि बोलते ना ऐसे इंसान की डिजायर जल्दी पूरी होती है व्हाटएवर ही वांट्स
देखो मगर अभी तो बच्चा छोटा है बट एनीवेज बट 11th हाउस समवेयर थोड़ा वीक भी हो गया है बिकॉज इतने सारे प्लैनेट बैठ जाएंगे तो दैट हाउस विल बिकम लिटिल वीक
ओके
if so many planets are sitting in any house does not mean that
गुड
yeah it's good but it will get little weaker also because it is not possible that only benefic planet are sitting in 11. There will be some malefic planet also. So what will happen? Malefic sitting with benefic, the the dignity of benefic will reduce, and the same thing holds true for the house itself also. So 11th house will be little weak.
ओके द मेन बेनिफिट प्लैनेट सैटर्न एंड राहु एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर रहे हैं वो भी बैठे हुए हैं
Sorry.
सैटर्न मेन बेनिफिक प्लैनेट लाइक सैटर्न एंड राहु
Mm-hmm.
वो सैटर्न बैठा हुआ है 10th हाउस में और मार्स बैठा हुआ है आपका 12th हाउस में
Mm-hmm. Okay.
बाई एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं हो रहा है नहीं दोनों का एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं पड़ रहा है 11th हाउस में
But 11th house is in Pap Kartri dosh, na? Because you have Saturn in 10th and Rahu is in 12th. So 11th house is in Pap.
नहीं, Mars in 12.
Okay, Mars is in 12th and who is in 10th?
Saturn, वो भी अपने राशि में, 7th राशि में.
But again, Mars is not a benefic planet, and Saturn is also not a benefic planet. So both of them are sitting in 10th and 12th. So 11th house is in Pap Kartri dosh. And if you see, Saturn is aspecting the Mars also. So the Mars is also getting weaker in 12th house because Saturn is putting the third aspect.
Yeah.
So somewhere its aspect and the Pap Kartri dosh, 11th house gets little weaker. Be it any kundli, be it any kundli of any famous personality or anyone in the world. The same situation happens. It means some signification definitely will rise, and some signification go for a toss. So we don't have to think in that way. So don't worry, because the child is still small. So give him the best treatment in terms of the upbringing, because I'm telling you, the upbringing is the most important thing. No planet.
Yeah, that's
Narendra ji, any question?
No, sir, not now.
No, you can ask. No problem. You can ask. If you have any question, let's not leave it. Keep it for other time, because you will forget.
No, I literally don't have anyone.
Okay. Fine. So, okay. So let's talk about the 9th house, because now in Leo Ascendant we have the Aries sign in the 9th house, and Aries represent your Lagna, you yourself. So Lagna is coming in the 9th house of higher education. So it means a person may get a higher education in his life, a good education, I would rather say. So in that way, 9th house becomes very good, and this combination is very good. If the Aries sign in the 9th house, because first house is you and 9th house is related with Dharma, Earth, it's a normal Dharma Trikon house of Lakshmi, and it's represent higher education. So this combination is good. And if this person comes to you for the consultation for Leo Ascendant, and if you see that Mars Dasha is about to start, or is in, is operating right now. So, and you know that the person is coming for some higher education, something like that, and you can predict that yes, he should go for the higher education. So he's asking that, I want to do some MBAs from a good college or something like that. I want to go certain place and I want to, do a preparation for that. So, and then you can say that, yes, it's very good. You should go and pick up the.
So for higher education, we see 9th house, and the normal graduation, we see 5th house or 4th house.
5th house.
And the 4th house is also education, no?
It's a normal early education till 10th, 12th. Which is generally given by parents, because they make sure that, okay, the child takes the right coaching, and because at that time parents also have a pressure to give at least 1 or 2 hours of a day to teach him or her, okay, certain things, be it any subject. So 4th house is a very basic education which kids get in his home itself, not outward. So 4th, 5th, and 9th, that's a kind of education you take. And on the little lower level, 2nd is also, you can say that when the child is very small, 2nd and then 4th and then 9th, and then 5th and then 9th. This is the flow. And in the Leo Ascendant, you have the Taurus in the 2nd sign, and you know that Taurus is always about wealth. Taurus is about how you speak, because it's a 2nd house of the Kalpurush Kundli. So Taurus sign in the 10th house is a very good combination. Is a earthy sign. Earthy means earthy always represent your wealth, and it's a fixed sign. So it shows, okay, the person will get a job, it will be a permanent kind of a job, there'll be no problem as such, unless and until the 10th house itself is afflicted or its lord is afflicted. This is the condition. We have to see the lordship also, the aspect also of the malefic planet on the 10th house. So generally 10th house having a rulership of Venus, it is a good placement, actually a good sign in the 10th house. So someone can make money by speaking, by by servicing in, doing a service in banking or finance, because second house shows your bank, your finance. So person, you can suggest someone that he can go into finance and banking sector also. So suppose if 10th house lord is having connection with 9th house, or the 9th house lord is in 10th house, then is a good combination. Suppose if 10th house lord is coming in first house also, it is again a good combination. And if suppose if 10th house lord is coming in fourth house, it is again a good combination to suggest like this, because Kendra house is remain in the Kendra house.
And 10th lord into the 11th.
It is again a good. It is a good, because why? Because Venus and Mercury are friends. It's a good sign. And you can suggest also, if that is the condition, that he can make his career in publication, writing, blogging, book writing, speaking, because second house is speaking and third house here is you the kind of the kind of communication you have. So person can make can make a complete, I would say, encash this opportunity of third 10th house lord going into 11th, because both the house represent your speaking ability also. And someone can make money through media houses also, through writing, publication. Why? Because 11th house has a lordship of Mercury. Mercury represent all these things, paperwork, documentation. And 11th house is a prophet, and 11th house also somewhere connected with the second house also, wealth. And second house again as a Kalpurush is a house associated with your speaking ability. So person can make career in this field also. He can also make money in food industry also, because Taurus sign also shows the food industry, the restaurant kind of business also. So person can make career in hotel management also. You can also predict in this way. If 10th house lord going into third house, it's one of the best combination in the Leo ascendant, because Leo is going in its own sign in third house, and third house is all about hobbies, all about um, doing anything, like anything for that matter, anything. It is one of the best combination. One of the best combination. 10th lord is going into the third house is one of the best combination. Pursuing as far as your hobbies are concerned, pursuing your hobbies, and your hobby will give you money. So you don't have to worry about taking up something very seriously. Your hobby can fetch you a lot of money. Correct? And we discussed about the Gemini sign also.
Okay.
When you talk about if 10th house lord making connection with the 11th, one of the best combination. It is a Lakshmi Narayan yoga combination actually. If Venus Mercury are sitting together, or if someone is sitting in one of its in their friendly planet house, is a Lakshmi Narayan yoga. It's one of the best combination. If Venus goes into either in second or in 11th, one of the money making dhan yoga combination, one of the best combination you can think of in Leo ascendant. Because sometimes you have to you have to be on your toes. You know some rule by just like on your snap of a finger. If the Leo ascendant chart is coming to me today, I have to analyze, okay, Mars is a yoga karak planet, and Venus has the rulership of third and 10th. You know that Mercury has the ruler of second and 11th. So you can make prediction also for future in terms of getting money, in terms of job. You can make quick prediction. But the moment you will get into the habit of remembering all these things, you can quickly make prediction, future prediction immediately you can make, right?
Okay.
So Okay, so now in the Leo ascendant we have the Cancer sign, the which is the fourth zodiac sign in the 12th house. So you can make this prediction quickly. I've just written this so you can decode this. He will have some secretive interest in land, vehicle, black money, but he will not able to explain this or tell this. He will be again will be doing something of this sort, but he will not tell this to many people. He'll be very again having an involvement into this kind of a thing, because fourth house by default represent what? Land, vehicle, property, agricultural thing related. And if you're making a money, it's making a combination with 12th, then he might be doing something hanky panky also. So because it's not actually a good combination in that way, but it is good in that way if someone wants to go abroad. So fourth house is your own home and 12th house is abroad. So if that Mars and Venus dasha, Mars and Moon dasha will operate, he have a 80% chance that he'll go abroad or somewhere.
So,
Mhm.
so when we say abroad about this, what is the context of abroad?
What is the?
Context of abroad or foreign?
Okay, the context of foreign land.
Will it be like out of country, or will it be just like away from birthplace?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible only that you are someone is staying in Delhi and he got the opportunity in Mumbai or maybe in Bangalore, Pune, Lucknow, whatever. So it will be considered away from home. It will be considered abroad. But if person says, now the question is not what we think. It is about what client think. Person comes and tells, I want to go abroad, means literally I want to go abroad.
Correct, correct,
I want to go
correct.
US, UK. So it is not us to decide. It is actually for us to tell him, okay, what is the probability? What are the chances and what are the timing we can predict? So actually it is not us who are deciding what is the abroad. We can't decide this. It is uh, suppose person is coming that I want to go abroad. When do you think that I will be able to go that? So you will see Mars dasha, Moon dasha, and to go into deeper level also. You can check the nakshatra also, but you will get confused. So just let's keep it simple. So Mars dasha, Moon dasha, or Mars dasha, Moon antar dasha, Moon dasha, Mars antar dasha. A person you can make a prediction that you can go abroad. Even a Venus Mahadasha can take you abroad. Why? Because third house will also operate in that case, and third house is away from fourth house. Fourth house is your motherland where Mars is there, right? And third house is actually what? Destroying the signification of fourth house. So third house, whenever it will also operate, it will give you a chance to go abroad also. So you can take Venus Mahadasha also into picture, and you can make prediction. And in this chart is actually easy because Mars having the rulership of ninth house also. So ninth house is also abroad. You can, and even in this chart you can take Saturn also into the consideration, because seventh house is also uh, some people consider as abroad. So Saturn Moon, Saturn Venus, Mars Saturn, Saturn Mars, Saturn Venus Mars. So many combination. Saturn Moon Mars, Saturn Mars Moon. So you can make prediction in that way also. So we know that people will come and ask. So you just check the Vimshotri Dasha in the software and tell him that, okay, this Dasha is coming and I see there is a possibility that you can go. And of course, his chart will speak for itself, because this is just a simple plain chart we are looking at. Suppose in his chart, in Leo ascendant, suppose his Lagna lot's sitting itself in the 12th house. So you know that, okay, Sun Mahadasha or Antardasha is about to come, then you can make prediction that you will go under during this time. And the basis of predicting this is that simple, that you know that Sun is sitting itself in the 12th house. You yourself, the Lagna, going into 12th, you can make this prediction. And if Sun is going into 3rd and 9th, then also you can make prediction. because third is also kind of a short journey. Ninth is also a long travel. This can also give a chance to go a quick business trip from his office. You can make a prediction this also, that yes, during this time you may have an on-site opportunity. It may not be little for a longer period, it may be for 1 to 3 months, but yes, there are chances, and you can predict that for this duration I can see you have a chances. So that's how you can make prediction, correct? And suppose in his chart, if Mars is going into 12th house, again, you know, it's easy. Whenever the Mars Dasha will be in operation, you can make that prediction that, okay, during this time you will go abroad. And if Mars is coming in 9th house, again, then you can make prediction. And on top of that, Mars will aspecting the 12th house with its fourth aspect. Then also you can make prediction. Correct?
Okay.
Any question before we wind up the class?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so I think we are good for today's class. So start making